Welcome back, I'm Elrinth, the first boss, and we've got 10 more games with great music. First up, we have Getsu Fuma Den, a game which is very similar to Zelda 2, Adventures of Link. You walk on an overworld, and then you reach certain points, and then you have to play a stage, and there's some action, side-scrolling, platforming, etc., and you defeat enemies and get either souls, which restore your health, or money bags, or money, which you can use to purchase items, which lets you progress further into the game. The game was composed by Hidenori Maezawa, and the song we're going to listen to is the Overworld theme. After that, we're going to listen to a remix, which made it into Castlevania Harmony of Despair on the PS3/Xbox 360. The song is also available in Smash Ultimate. Here we go! Next up is Kaeru no Tame ni Kane wa Naru, or The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls, a game released in 1992 for the Game Boy. This game's engine was used when developing Link's Awakening. You'll see there's a couple of similarities between the two games, but it's also very different. You walk into enemies and it's auto battle, and the one who has like the strongest items or the most hearts comes out in the end as the winner. The game was composed by Kazumi Totaka, and we're gonna listen to the main theme of the game for Kaeru no Tame ni Kane wa Naru. And the song is also making appearance in WarioWare DIY, as well as another like CD, which is really good. I'm gonna link them. Let's see if it's over there or there. So yeah, let's listen to the music. Here we go. Next up is an RPG for the PC Engine Super CD-ROM called Emerald Dragon, or Emerald Dragon. Originally released in 1989, but this PC Engine port was released in 1994. The home computer versions of this game was developed by Glodia, and the console versions were developed by Alpha System. The composer for this game is Yasuhiko Fukuda, and the song we're gonna listen to is part of the final part of the opening. Here we go! Next up is another Dragon, namely Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon, released in 1995 for the Sega Saturn. The game is an on-rail shooter very similar to Star Fox. A remake is actually coming out for this game on current-gen consoles next year. The music was composed by Yoshitaka Azuma, and the song we're going to listen to is Episode 1 music. Here we go! Next up is Jakuburazazu no Meiro de Hiho, or Jack Bros, released in 1995 in late September for the Virtual Boy. The game is a spin-off of Atlus's Megami Tensei series. You take control of either of the Jack Bros, Jack Frost, Jack Skeleton, or Jack Lantern. You navigate mazes, pick up keys, defeat monsters, and reach each level's end. At the end of each world, you need to defeat a boss. The music was composed by Hiroyuki Yanada, and the song we're gonna listen to is the Stage 2 theme, called Grim Reaper's Cavern. Here we go! Less than 2 months after Jack Bros, Romancing Saga 3 was released on the Super Famicom. A game visually very similar to Final Fantasy 6 or 3 as we know it in Europe and America. The game is more in the gameplay fashion of Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch. However, your characters don't level up in the normal fashion. They'll be attacking in the battles with a specific weapon, such as sword, and you'll randomly get a light bulb above your head, and that character will learn an ability with that weapon. After you've won the battle, if you're lucky, randomly you'll get health, skill point, magic point, or an increase in the weapon categories you were using during the battle. You can also learn the abilities sort of permanently, and you can teach them to the other characters if you wish. You can have up to 8 special abilities equipped at once, and you have to have only 7 in order to be able to learn a new ability during the battles. Magic is bought in shops, and they're in special categories like fire magic, earth magic, water magic, moon, sun magic, and one character can only learn one magic category and have up to like 7 spells or 8 spells at a time. And the version I was playing was actually the Switch version, as this game was re-released, or remade, I should rather say, and released in November 11th this year, 24 years after the original release. So if you like RPGs, I think you guys should go out and play it, but this one is a really hard game, as the enemies grow stronger as you grow stronger. So there's really, you really never get stronger in the game, it feels like. Anyways, the music was composed by Kenji Ito, and the song we're gonna listen to is Magical Tank Battle. Here we go! Next up is one of the release games for the Game Boy Advance here in Europe, Kururin, released in 2001. You play as this constantly rotating paddle and you have to navigate through mazes in order to get to the end. If your paddle touches the wall, you lose a life. If you lose 3 lives, you have to replay the whole stage. It's a fun and an addictive game, and it's got some catchy music. It also received 2 sequels, one for the Game Boy Advance called Kururin Paradise and one for the Gamecube called Kururin Squash. The composer is Atsuhiro Motoyama, and the song we're gonna listen to is the Cave theme. Here we go! Next up is Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, originally released for the Dreamcast, but this is the GameCube version released in 2002. If you had a broadband adapter or a modem, you could use your GameCube and play this game online with other people. It's pretty cool. One funny thing is that if you had the broadband adapter, you could actually dump your games, or you could force your GameCube to run malicious code. I remember Zelda Collector's Edition was released, and it has an emulator, and people used this emulator in this game and injected other ROMs into it and ran like 90 of the whole ROM collection of NES games on it. It's pretty funny. Anyways, I remember playing Phantasy Star Online a bit, and I bought this ASCII keyboard from Japan in order to play it online and chat with people, as this was never released overseas. Sadly, I had used it more with Mario Kart and Smash with my friends. This copy of Phantasy Star Online is actually my brother's, and he loved the game as well. But to the music. The composers are Hideaki Kobayashi and Fumie Kumatani. And the song we're going to listen to is The Whole New World, opening to the episode 2, sung by Lorraine Briscoe. Here we go. So I was watching some YouTube, and in the related list, Arkanoid DS popped up. I listened to the music and I went out and bought the game for the Commodore 64. No, just kidding. I bought it for the Nintendo DS, obviously. It was released in 2008, developed by Taito and published by Square Enix. The music was composed by the Suntata team, and the song we're gonna listen to is called Dash, and it's credited to Soundwave. Here we go.
And finally, Sonic Mania, originally released 2017, this is the physical Plus version released in 2018, as both Sega staff members as well as fans wanted a physical copy of the game. In the Plus version, they added 2 more playable characters, a couple of gameplay changes and some level changes, and a few new game modes. It was developed by Headcanon and Pagoda West Games. The composer is T. Lopez, and the song we're gonna listen to is the Studiopolis Zone. Here we go! thank you for watching this episode. I had a blast making it as usual, and I love playing the games, especially Romancing Saga 3 and Kaeru no Tame ni Kane wa Naru on the Game Boy. I'm probably gonna try to finish those two at a later time. Anyways, leave a comment below and like and subscribe or whatever you want to do. Yeah, see you guys!